Hey, YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of Tasman's Foundry Virtual Tabletop version 13, uh, from the ground up. So I did decide to go ahead and jump to version 13. A couple things I have already noticed with how I record. Right now, I record at my 720p is basically it, which is 1280 by 720. Um, Foundry no longer likes that resolution. It wants at least 1024 by 768, which is actually more square. So I'm gonna see if I can keep doing it at 720 because I really like you to be able to make your screen larger and really be able to see details of what we're doing and stuff. But we might end up having to go to, the 1080p resolution type stuff because I don't want to do 1024 by 768. That's ugly and kind of squarish. Those are old monitors. We like widescreen monitors nowadays. So anyway, I did do the upgrade. When you do upgrade, if you're going from 12 to 13, one thing it will do is it will actually go through and disable all your mods. So not a single mod is running, which is fine with me. I kind of wanted to go over the interface. But before I do all that, I want to say a great big thank you to everybody out there that has subbed to my channel. We just barely hit 2,000 subscribers, which, for me is an awesome accomplishment. YouTube wise, 2,000 subs in, I think, 12, 14, I don't know how many years. Over 10 though. Really isn't that great of an accomplishment, but you know what? I do YouTube because I love doing it. It's not necessarily for the money. I would love to get out there more, but YouTube's algorithms are kind of set up so that the big channels get all the views, everything's pushed to the big channels, and the little channels, they just have to kind of struggle and claw their way up till they get big enough that YouTube all of a sudden says, oh, they're big enough, I'm going to help them out as well, which takes a very long time, uh, unless word of mouth gets people to, check your channel out. So thank you guys so much, every one of you that have subbed, because every single one of you helped me reach that goal. And I'm very appreciative of it. I didn't get any comments for Foundry lately, so I don't have anything to read there. But I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on things. So, like I said, we're in version 13. We have no modules enabled. We're going to kind of go over the interface, as if this was where we're talking just about the actual interface again. One of the reasons I decided to jump into 13 finally is because they just released version 14 prototype 1, which is only available for patrons. But usually once they start releasing that, it's not way too far off before they actually release version 14. Now, to be honest, 14, the one thing I really want to see Foundry be able to do is tablets and mobile and stuff like that, where you can actually have it on a different device, maybe not have the map but manage your character and stuff like that. And they did that in one of their earlier votes, but then they've never revisited. And that's one thing I think they really need to do is every time they have these new versions, all right, now we're going to have the Patreon votes, they focus on all new stuff, and everything that was previous is now gone. Because there's been lots of things that I thought, that'd be really cool if they did it. And the Patreon vote that won this time actually already has a module that does it pretty good. And I don't know if we actually went over it, but it's the pop out module, where it will let you pop out whatever you're doing into a little sub window that doesn't have to be attached and stay within the Foundry window itself. It can be on another monitor or something like that. Now, it didn't always work super good, like from the standpoint of keeping everything updated and rolling from that and all that stuff. Usually it was best as kind of a reference than it was to actually be more interactive. But they're working on making it so that it actually will function with the core Foundry right from the out of the box, And Atropos has even said that he wanted to thank, I can't remember the person that did it, but the person that actually made the pop out one has helped them uh, add that functionality to Foundry. So I really would love to see the mobile get Foundry so that people with tablets, not everyone has laptops. Um, And I know a lot of times, I'm rambling, I'm sorry, but a lot of times, like if you're at a table, one way I play is like I will have my projector set up and it will shine on a screen behind me, and my people will actually all be there locally on the table, because I don't have lots of minis, I don't have maps, so I use the projector to do that. But not everyone, in fact, no one in my group actually really has a laptop. They wish they have tablets and they have their phones, but they can't actually interact with Foundry very well. There are a couple modules, but so far none of them have actually been able to do uh, properly. I don't know, um, as good as they should, I guess. So let's go ahead and jump in. So the interface has changed. If you watched my last episode, we kind of did a real quick peek at the new interface. Some of the biggest changes you will see is that your buttons are actually smaller. Everything kind of fades out, other than this. If I maybe do that, maybe it'll fade out. At least this part does. Um, but when you mouse over things, they actually get brighter. So, you can actually do that. Now, your buttons here are a lot smaller. They're kind of the same buttons we've already gone over. Your scenes are actually now done vertically. These buttons used to run across the top horizontally, and now they're vertically. The one thing they did do okay is this button does not move. It used to be that the button was up here, and if I clicked it, it would shrink, and then the button would be down here. And then, or maybe the button was actually here, and then it would jump down here. Now it actually stays where it should, which makes sense to me. Um, I guess you can't really see it here, but usually also if this is collapsed, there will always be this little guy here. If we have a different pane open and we actually probably have the larger screen size, you'll actually see that chat box be here and it will pop up little chats. I don't know if it'll do it. I don't have a second screen up, but that's okay. Um, I don't know if it'll do it with the resolution this small. But I do like that, you can actually, shrink and grow it there. The other thing is if you click on a tab that's already open, like combat here, if I click it a second time, it'll actually also shrink and re-expand again. So you don't always have to go for that. You can actually just do it here as well. So let's talk a little bit about the interface. So some things that changed, it used to be that our scenes all were shown across the top. Now it's more of a drop down. This arrow right here will actually expand it. So you can see we actually have scenes in here. If we have folders, that is compatible as well. The regions folder doesn't have anything in it. Oh, I guess it does. It has regions. Why is it not showing here then? Interesting. Oh, probably because it's just not loaded. If I actually said maybe view scene loaded. So there's some land. Is that what I called it? Scene and temp. So I can favorite it. Actually, I'm not sure why it's not showing. I've had it show it. But generally there will be the folder here, and then you'll actually have a sub menu of your more of your stuff. Like the red brand one's not even showing either. If I click, let's do this. View scene, is that what puts it up here? So now there's red brand hideout. So some land, oh, wait, is that saying it's in the region folder? That might be a little different. I'm not sure why it's doing it that way. Also, we have the little favorite here. Although I guess that wasn't really a favorite because it just went away. I'll have to look into some of that stuff because it's worked on all the other ones. I never upgraded our world, obviously, with it. I would rather have a darker scene in the background here. Let's go ahead and drop this. We'll go to activate that one, which will keep it there for us. All right, so some really cool things that have happened in version 13 is, oh, I don't know. Hold on. Now maybe you can hear it. You can actually hear different types of sounds for your opening and shutting doors. There, I don't know if this will be a different one. Like a sliding thing. There's also little animations, I believe. So we have that. I'm not sure what those guys are. So if we go into like our doors real quick, under walls, doors, I draw a door here and then go into that door. You can see that you can say what type of door it is, if it has a door sound, the animation, that's what I was looking for. So does it slide up, down? Does it slide, descend, blah, blah, blah. Hold on, I can't tell if there's another thing under that. Yes, there's swivel. So we click on that. Although I think, don't we need to have a, door's fine. Door state is closed. Door sound, let's just do a gel door or something. So we do that. Let's go back in here now. I can't really see it. I'm trying to remember. Is there a restriction? No. Oh, here it is. The door texture. That's what I wanted. Let's see. So if we go to core data, maybe. Hopefully they have some doors in here. I didn't actually go look this up. I wasn't planning on doing the door stuff, but pulling it up just reminded me. I don't think it's going to be under UI. Let's go look at icons. Where would doors be? And I guess, can we try door? No, it's not in this file that we're in. Let's see. Consumables, containers, creatures, dice, environment. Could be under environment, equipment, magic pings, skills, sundries, FVTT tools. Let's try maybe under. What was I thinking? Environment, maybe? People, settlements, traps. Traps, maybe? I just want something that looks like a stick kind of thing. I don't know if we're going to find it. Go up one. Settlements. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, we could try it. Maybe this will work at least good enough. There we go. All right, let's see if that works. Let's go ahead and hit update. Look at that. Ooh, it looks like a giant thing. There you go. So this is a terrible example, but this is just showing you what it can do. So if we go in here, the different types, let's do this. We'll go ahead back to that now. And then here, let's do this. All right, so let's just go over the different types of animations because they're kind of cool. So there's ascending where it will actually get a little smaller. If I hit update, this is going away, huh? Got it. So you can see it went up and it faded and it goes down. So there was a quicker way of doing this. Let's go ahead and do descend where it goes into the ground. we have, we already saw swivel, so I won't need to do that one again. Oops, wrong area. We have slide where it's going to slide. I don't remember which way it slides. I think it slides this way. So you can have it slide. It's wrong. I wonder if that's controllable, if you can actually say which way it slides. Let's see, go down here. We have slide, we have swing, which is, that's more like a door. It's actually going to pivot probably on either the corner or the middle. I'm not exactly sure which one. Looks like the middle. So there's all these really cool new, so that was one of the big things that they actually introduced is, you know, the new doors and stuff. It also is movement has been where it used to be you just draw little when you're moving and stuff. I don't have a token on here. Do I have a token? Player. So if we bring Acra, so like when I move Acra, now you can see it actually automatically out of the box is able to do the thing. So I click on Acra there, and then I can actually raise him by rolling the mouse wheel up, and you'll see it's actually showing you how much movement he has. So obviously he's moving, he's starting to fly 50 feet up. So he's going from there to there. Maybe go there and see he can't go anywhere else. So then when I let off and I left click, he'll now do that. And you'll actually see it changes his movement and put him up in the sky or something. Maybe it's because this has a ceiling. I don't know. 20. Let's move him only 20 feet up. There we go. Now he's not so big. So there are modules that will actually make him so that he gets smaller the higher up he goes and stuff. I think we were actually playing with those. But that's one of the new things is you can actually now have that right out of the box where you can see these things that used to be done only with modules like drag ruler. So that's really nice. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about the interface, or see if I can keep getting more and more distracted. So we have our scenes right here, and I'm definitely gonna go look into it more as to why it's not showing us that region folder that we created. And then of course you have your controls here. As a player, you only have access to, I think, these ones right here and maybe this one down here. So you have token controls, your measurement, your tile controls, drawing tools. I think that only pops up if you have the permissions to draw. And then of course your journal notes. So those are what your players have. Many of our modules, another reason that we decided, well, I decided to get us on this higher version is many of our modules have moved on and they're no longer being updated for older versions. So we're just gonna have to roll with the punches. So I'm definitely gonna go into more details on these like I did originally, and I'm gonna be doing a lot more research and stuff. I just wanted to quickly show you the interface and apparently doors and the movement, because the movement on this version was actually the big feature that people wanted, more rules and stuff like that. Rulers. So down here, obviously you have your connected people. You used to have like your frames per second be over here. Now it's actually, you can see your frames, your FPS right here, along with your ping. So your ping to the server right now, mine is 12. Everything else on this is the same. If you have multiple players, you can actually click that and you can see who's not connected. So that's kind of handy there. So you can actually see who's not connected. Your hotbar, yours, if you have a larger screen, obviously it'll probably be stretched so that they're all in one line. Some differences here is now we actually have a way of quickly muting everything. the main menu, which we always hit escape to get to, now just comes up there. We can hit escape to get rid of it. The lock button's always been there, and I think the clear hotbar has been there. Actually, no, I think just maybe the lock. There was a folder one too, which is now, we used a module called Sidebar Macro. Don't need it anymore because now there is actually a macro sidebar. So, and in here you can do your same thing with folders and have everything nice and organized. So really good there. Then of course we have our main area here where all our tools are. We have our chats, we have our combat tracker, we have our scenes, we have our actors, we have our items, we have our journals, we have our roll tables, we have our cards, we have our macros, music, compendiums, very handy. And then we have our settings, just so as we've always had, but now they're running vertically instead of horizontally. So I guess this has also been more of a sneak peek because I just barely upgraded it, so I wasn't 100% sure what was actually going to work and not. These must be part of the map. That is not the light, right? And it's actually kind of cool. Actually, no, it couldn't be the light because this is saying, well, I don't know. Let's go turn off this light real quick. Yeah. That's actually, I've never seen anyone do that. That's kind of cool. All right, well, guys, before I get way too sidetracked, let's go ahead and end this. Thank you again so much for helping me hit 2,000 subs. That is just awesome. That is a cool achievement. I am totally stoked about that. I do apologize once again for this episode and kind of the I guess jankiness probably would be a good way to say it. that this is kind of gone. But if you did enjoy, please leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Subscribe. I don't know if I said it right. Now I'm all, yeah. Comment, like, subscribe. Click that little notification bell. Join my Discord channel. Follow me on. I'm just all tied up now. I'm sorry, guys. Join my Discord channel. Tell other people about my channel. Check it out. If they like what they see, they can sub. Don't show them this video first. They probably won't sub. But anyway, that is it, my friends. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.